Plaintiff Robin Bell says the defendant had a child with her son, but when the baby was 3 days old, she was taken from the defendant because she was born with cocaine in her system. Robin has since adopted the little girl, and she's suing her son's ex for stolen cash, lost wages, and emotional distress. Defendant Stashana Booker admits that she was unstable and on drugs when her daughter was born, but insists she's been clean for 5 years. Stashana says she only agreed to the adoption because she had 4 other children to think about, and she's countersuing Robin for emotional distress.
Start with you.
Well, let me start by saying that I know Mrs. Booker because she had a baby with my son. The baby is now 6 years old. I ended up with the baby because the state took the baby from her because the baby had cocaine trace in her system. With the...
What age was that? How old
At 3
was the
days
child?
old. At 3 days old, I got a phone call from DFAC saying to come get the baby. If I didn't come get the baby would go in state care.
Was she ever able to get her child?
Yes, she had 6 months to get the baby back if she did inpatient rehab, parenting, and anger management.
And she did?
Neither of which she still hasn't done today.
So you still have custody?
I do. I've adopted the baby since then. Yeah.
What about your son?
He's out of the picture as well. My son.
Drugs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Ma'am, you want to tell me anything about your background? You heard what she said.
Yes, I was on drugs. So yeah, my mom was actually gonna get her, but her son beat me to the case. So her mom came and got her. So I'm not gonna. Yeah, I was unstable and I was on drugs. I've been clean 5 years. No, I did not take no parenting class or nothing. I went on and signed adoption papers because she had been with her that long, and I had 4 other kids to think about.
How long had she been with her when you?
Since she was born. Since I had
know
her.
at the time you signed the adoption papers.
That's been, I think, the beginning of this year or the end of last year. I have the paper. I didn't bring the paperwork.
So that's 4 or 5 years. How old was the child?
I adopted the baby. The final decree of adoption came through April the 13th of 2016.
When did you request that she sign the paper?
I have been trying to get her to sign the papers since the baby was 3, but nobody would sign the papers, her or my son.
I wasn't gonna sign them.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I wasn't gonna let her.
So why didn't you get your child back?
I don't know, Your Honor. I didn't.
You don't know?
I do know, but at the same
Tell
time,
me
she was
why.
with her.
Just ask you why. You said you don't know. I
No.
think you'll look a lot better in the eye of the public if you say why. Other
Why?
than, I don't know why I
Because I
get my
didn't take
kid
time.
back. I don't know. I just gave her away.
I didn't take time to do it. I just went on and just let her stay with her because she had been with her so long, you know.
She had only been with her 2 or 3 years.
No, she been with her since I had her.
But I'm talking about at the time you were clean. You've been drug-free for 5 years, and the child is 6 years old. So you said, because she's been with her grandma for 1 year, I don't want to have my own child.
No, I didn't think like that.
Tell me what you're thinking. We're just trying to understand, at least I am.
Well, I didn't feel that. I mean, I felt that I should have got her back, but at the same time, I had other kids to really be thinking about.
So you had other kids to think about.
So I
Okay,
I
good
just let her
enough.
stay on the weapon.
Just give us, I was just looking for an answer.
Okay.
And your answer is, I didn't get my child back because I had other kids to think about.
Yes, sir.
All right. You want to give some background about your relationship with her son or anything else? In case you wanted to say what's your drug issue that you had and
it was
how
no
you
problem.
overcame it or anything.
It was marijuana and cocaine, but after I got pregnant with my son, I never went back to drugs, and I've been clean since.
Okay, what are you doing with yourself? What have you been doing?
I don't really have a stable job. I do hair, catering, and stuff. It's not really stable because I don't really have a stable babysitter sometimes. So I don't really get no type of incomes, no help. I get none of that. So.
Okay. I mean, you have 4 children, other children?
And I take care of all of them.
The other, you can't track the guys down to get child support, or they're unemployed?
2 about her sorry son. 1 about her sorry son, which he does nothing
Yeah, we
for.
know he's dope fiend. She
No,
said
I have
that.
another son bound.
Oh, so you have 2 children with
Yeah,
her
she don't
son?
claim the other one.
Is that true?
I asked for a DNA test, Your Honor.
And I talked to her son. He said
You
he's not
asked for
taking
one.
it.
What about him?
Her son said he's not taking it because he know that's his son.
Okay. And the other 2 children?
Their dad, he just started. The other 2 dads, I had one day on child support, so I'm waiting for them to catch up with them.
All right, good. All right, do your best. I know with 4 kids, taking care of them alone is tough. If you don't have a skill of any type, I hear you say you do hair. Did you ever
Yes, I
seek
do
a
hair,
license?
catering, and right now I'm trying to bring out an invention for shoes. So I'm getting it patented and copyright. So I have a lot of things
All right.
going on.
Until your invention goes through,
Yeah,
you
I
might
did.
want to seek a license to do hair or culinary license. They both pay well. All right. In the meantime, good luck on your gym shoe.
Thank you.
You might be the next Michael Jordan. Not trying to be funny. A lot of folks go into that industry and they do well. And ma'am, how does she owe you $2,000? You say she has stolen from you?
Yes,
Describe
sir.
what happened.
Your Honor, on the end of June, she came to me and told me that.
Of this year, obviously.
Yeah, of 2016. She told me that her mom, the reason why I went for it is because she said her mom wanted to get a trip up to Disney World for all of the kids, and she wanted Jatoria to
That's
come.
not true.
Well,
Better finish.
I would not trust Jatoria to go with her alone.
That's
so,
the daughter you care for.
Yes.
The granddaughter.
Yes, sir. So I told her that the only way Jatoria could go is if I went as
That's not
well.
true.
So she said, well, let me do some research and see how much it'll cost for you to go. So she came back to me and told me if I give her she actually said $398. I gave her $400, and we were to leave on the 18th of July of 2016 to go to Disney. Well, I requested off from my job, and I have letters here from my job saying that I requested it off. I was all excited and bragging in my job
That's
about
why you're
going
suing
to
for
Disney
lost
World.
wages?
Yes, sir, and I
see
have
them, please.
documents here and take my paychecks, stubs.
You've been drug-free for 5 years, and the child is 6 years old. So you said, because she's been with her grandma for 1 year, I don't want to have my own child.
No, I didn't think like that.
Tell me what you're thinking. We're just trying to understand, at least I am.
Defendant Stashana Booker has 2 children with the plaintiff's son, but the plaintiff claims Stashana's daughter was taken away from her because she was born with cocaine in her system.
Go ahead.
So I packed my car up on the 17th, and I'm calling her, and I'm like, when are we leaving? Because we were going to drive. Now I said, just send me the information about the hotel and the phone number to the hotel so I can just go on and put it in my navigation, and Jatoria and I are going to get on the road. Well, she never sent it to me, so I got in my car, and I went to Mrs. Booker's house.
Did you go in the house?
No, I didn't go in the house. We were out in the driveway. I rarely go into that house.
You were in the driveway?
Yes.
All right. She
So-
came out? Did smoke rush out behind her?
She came out. She don't have a problem with smoking.
I'm talking about that smoking, man.
Oh, yeah. It's more like she liked to snort. So I'm like, you never sent
How
me
you know
the information.
she liked to snort versus
Because,
smoke?
Your Honor, I'm a 16-year recovering addict.
Okay.
So I'm not one to judge anybody about their problems because I've had a few myself, and I'll give anybody a chance. And I've been dealing with Miss Booker for 6 years.
Did you run off with $400 lately?
I didn't run off with nobody's money.
All right, but she ran off with your money, you allege. So I was
she ran off
curious
with
whether you saw any evidence of why she might do it. And if smoke rushed out behind her and you got a contact because you've been getting high in the past, then you know what happened with your money. But so far, it sounds innocent then. Go ahead.
Okay.
So far, you've proven her case. She's done nothing wrong. Go ahead.
Okay. So I asked her, I said, you didn't send me the information for the hotel. So she writes on this piece of paper and gives me the Disney Pop Hotel and the phone number. I called them and asked them, did they have a reservation for me, her, or her cousin? And they didn't. So I'm like, Stashana, they don't have a reservation for me or anybody that you're saying supposed to have a reservation. She said, well, I know my cousin paid the money, and now it's her cousin paid the money. She gave her cousin the money. And I'm like, well, I don't have anything to do with what you gave your cousin. I gave my money to you, so I want you to give me my money back.
So what you think happened?
I think
To your
that
money?
she took the money and like did drugs with it.
Now, you just chastised me when I made that observation. Judge Mathis, I don't pass judgment on anybody. I'm not gonna say she was getting high or such and such. I don't know, Judge Mathis. You shouldn't pass judgment. I was on drugs for 16 years, and I don't do that no more. And I don't know why you saying that like that. And time I ask you what happened with the money, drugs.
Your Honor, I said that I don't judge people because I had done drugs
I know,
before.
and you were telling me
But
that's why you don't know
chance.
anything about what happened to you.
Jatoria's
Let her
was
finish,
playing a
ma'am.
trip, and I called and asked her, can Jator, me and my cousin was playing a trip to Disney World. She's not the only one who gave her out of money because I gave my cousin also $5 because my half. I gave my cousin, it was $900, which was on the $7 because she came that night. She supposed to put the rest with it. My cousin came and got the money. She sent me a fake confirmation number and the booking resort and everything, and told me everything was booked. Okay, when it comes for us to go, I had been talking to my cousin up until it was time us to go. She stopped answering her phone and everything. So when I called the reservation folks, because my cousin ain't never did nothing like that, so I wouldn't think she would run off my money like that. So when it comes for us to go, she stopped answering the phone. They had no reservation for us. So I'm upset too, because she's out of format of $500 myself. She wasn't the one who gave no money out. She cussing me out. She called my kids outside. I never disrespected Jatoria. She called me all types of B's and A's. She said, I don't care how you get my money, you better go out there and put on some heels and walk. I ain't doing that for nobody. And my mom was also, when she could tell you what all she did, because she performed badly in front of my house, in front of my kids. I never disrespected Jatoria, and I don't appreciate her coming over and disrespecting my kids at my house like that.
Where's her money?
My cousin, I gave the money to my cousin. My cousin responsible. I'm not responsible for her money.
You haven't spoken to your cousin?
She spent the money.
Did she tell you on what?
She couldn't tell me. She said she caught up on her bill. So I really don't owe her, but I'm responsible because it was big.
She gonna give you your money, your cousin?
I gonna put on, I'll sue her too. My mom was here.
Go ahead, ma'am. What emotional distress are you suing her for?
I'm suing because when I signed up to take Jatoria, I said that I would do the best for her. I don't lie to her, and if I tell her that I'm gonna do something because I'm so proud of her, I do it. Jatoria was so excited because she wanted to have
so your
breakfast
emotional distress is because you let your granddaughter down?
And the fact that I was had bragged about it for weeks and weeks
Because
and took off from my job and I was just so hurt. And,
so we're just talking about your disappointment. That's the emotional distress.
And the embarrassment and everything.
And when we first started out, you said you didn't trust her.
But
so you knew there was a chance you'd be disappointed.
But Your Honor, she told me that her mother was getting the strip up.
I understand what she told you, but you already knew.
Miss Booker works every day, and she takes care of all the other grandkids.
I'm not gonna give you the money for being disappointed.
No, she don't. I take care of my own kids.
Ma'am, you wanted to say something?
Right.
Yes.
Come on up, stand up, state your name.
I take care of my children.
I'm Miss Booker, Stashana's mom.
Go ahead.
My good name was involved in all of this, you know. I do not approve about what happened.
Your good name was involved?
Yes.
How? Who mentioned it?
They said that I was, you know,
I got it from
your daughter brought your name, put you in it.
Exactly, you know. I don't approve about.
Well, you should be over there.
It's none of her business.
Everybody goes with you. Babies, mother-in-law, mama, everybody goes. Go ahead.
No, that wasn't none of her business about who I got the money from, so I told her.
I got you, ma'am. Your mother said her good name was in it and you put it in there. I'm not going to say she was getting high or such and such. I don't know, Judge Matt. You shouldn't pass judgment. I was on drugs for 16 years and I don't do that no more. And I don't know why you saying that like that. And time I ask you what happened with the money, drugs.
Your Honor.
Defendant Stashana Booker has 2 children with the plaintiff's son, but the plaintiff claims Stashana's daughter was taken away from her because she was born with cocaine in her system.
So what happened to your good name, man?
Okay. I witnessed when I was like, again, I'm trying to find out what's going on. Miss Bell was telling me what happened, you know. So at this point, they both calling each other names, and well, Miss Bell, you know, in front of my grandkids, she performing, told my daughter that she would go in there and drag her out. She said she want her $400. She don't care how she get it. My daughter can go put on her high heel shoes and go in the corner, go stand on the corner. She want her money, you know. And she said that she gonna go in my house and drag my daughter out and do this. And I'm not gonna let nobody do nothing to my baby, you know. I don't care who he, she is. It doesn't, you know, you ought to be ashamed of yourself, you know. Again, the $400, you know, again, but you ain't gonna do nothing to my baby.
Okay, you gonna tell your baby next time to keep you out of it?
Yes, I sure will.
There you go.
But
Let's do that while you're at it.
She said she gonna send defect.
Ma'am, your mother said you all were cursing each other out. So no emotional distress for either one of you. You're just clowning. And the reason you were clowning is because she put the money in your hands. And so you had responsibility for what happens with her money. And so you're liable for her money. You can go and sue your cousin or do whatever. You did say that. You said, I don't sue her, so go sue her because you're going to have to pay her. And I'll grant you your $400 for the loan and for your lost wages. I see here where you did take off a week, your employer says, and he could not reschedule you, so you were just out of a week for no reason. So I'll grant you your lost wages as well. $400 and then lost wages, $640, $1,040. I'm not granting you any emotional distress. Your counterclaim is dismissed. Good luck to you both. $1,040.
She's a liar. And Ms. Booker, you're a good woman. You work hard every day. I don't understand why you put up with Stashana mess.
Because I'm her daughter.
Because you her daughter. But it don't matter. She's a master of lies.
So?
And she's not a good person. She's a horrible person. And a bad mother. She's a bad mother.
And I take very good care of my kids. And
No, you don't.
Terrible grandma. And I don't.
Your house has a stench in it.
You have one.
Yeah.
Plaintiff Don Ashley met the defendant on a website for motorcycle enthusiasts, and they became friends. Dawn claims after the defendant got into a motorcycle accident, she allowed him to stay with her during his recovery, but she's suing him today for breach of contract. Defendant Steve Barkley says he met Dawn on a dating website, and they were a couple when he moved in with her. Steve claims Dawn often got angry with him because as a result of the pain medication he was on, he could not be intimate with her. And he's countersuing for an illegal eviction and emotional distress.
Start with you.
Yes, I met Steve online through a motorcycle enthusiast website. I was looking for a friend to ride, go to events and that such. It never became a romantic situation. We met at Starbucks where we shared where we were coming from. And I quickly learned at that time that he lives a lifestyle of deception, that he had no motorcycle. It was with a family person, and he couldn't get it back until he paid them money. I did learn
When did you learn that? How long after meeting him?
Days.
Okay.
Not at that moment, days. Mm-hmm. Within the days meeting him, of knowing him.
Within days of meeting him, you know he had lied to you?
Yes.
All right.
Well, come to find out, he lives at the VA, but it was an inpatient situation for drug and alcohol rehab. And I
learned that within a few days?
Yes. And then I also did learn that he has a serious stealing problem that he's in denial of. So getting to know him, I have a neighbor who had a motorcycle for sale. He described how we could double our money. That would be true. So I purchased it. I have a bill of sale and my bank withdrawal. I cannot drive this. It was a very large bike. He said he would drive it home within the mile. I counted the money out to my neighbors. He took the bike, the title, and everything and left with it. He did go to my house and childishly peer pressured me into, let me ride, let me ride, let me ride. Against my best judgment, I did. I let him ride it, he took it. Within that weekend, he seriously crashed and burned. Set him in the hospital for 3 days. I felt horrific. I felt responsible. So he had a collapsed lung, broken ribs, messed up face. Living at the VA on a flat bunk bed, he couldn't cope. He asked permission to be released and gave them my address that he was going to stay by me in my recliner, upright. So while he was recuperating, I worked long hours. He had full range to my home. That's where all the stealing came in.
Who was helping him while you were out?
Nobody. He was there on his own.
Wouldn't he have been better off at the VA?
Probably, because he was pretty, out of it with the pain relief. I met Steve online through a motorcycle enthusiast website. I was looking for a friend to ride to events It never became a romantic situation. And I quickly learned at that time that he lives a lifestyle of deception.
Plaintiff Dawn Ashley says she met the defendant on a website for motorcycle enthusiasts, and they were nothing more than friends. But the defendant claims they met on a dating site and were a couple.
Why did you do all these things, knowing that he had deceived you significantly the first couple of days? You determined that.
Because I was wanting to make a profit off this bike is why I purchased it. And I believed the manipulation he was telling me of why, how come, what for, why he was the way he was. Not till after we moved in with me.
Okay, but you knew he was a liar.
Yes.
All right.
About the bike, yes.
All right. Okay. Good enough. What do you want to tell me?
Well, sir, most of it's simply not true. We didn't meet on a motorcycle enthusiast, whatever she said. We met on ourtime.com, which is a dating service online.
And you said that's not true, right?
No, that's very true.
Hold on. Pardon?
It's a motorcycle thing.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, not about dating.
Well, it's where people meet people, yes.
Is it about dating, I'm asking you, and you
No.
just said yes.
No.
So now I'm confused.
It was for people to
Yes.
meet. To date wasn't relevant. I never got a chance
No,
to
I
know
didn't
him.
ask you what you did. Very basic question. He said it was associated with dating. My question to you, was the
big.
site at all associated with dating?
Yes.
Yet you told me when you began that it was only for motorcycle enthusiasts.
That is
And
not
the first thing out of your mouth, I got suspicious then. I want you to tell you, Your Honor, we never dated.
No, we did not.
Who's asking you that?
Well, he's...
Well, I mean, who's
we
done
did.
you? So that made me suspicious.
Okay.
And the site I met him on was only for motorcycle enthusiasts. Now, when he
Ourtime.com.
says it was for dating, and I go back to you, I say, was it for dating? First you jump around, well, no, Then when I just say, give me the answer to that, well, yeah. Go ahead, sir. What else you want me to know?
I just want to state the facts, sir. We met in June, and we were dating. I was going to her house every night, and she didn't like it because I had a curfew where I was living at. I was living at Vets Place Central, which is a housing for the veterans community. And so I had a curfew. I had to be in by 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock on the weekends. Well, she didn't like that, so she asked me to move in with her.
Was that prior to your accident? If you wasn't
Yes, as a matter of
prior
fact.
to the accident.
Yes, it was. And we become kind of romantically inclined.
Absolutely not.
We didn't go to bed, so to speak, at that, and we never did. Because I was on medication and I couldn't do anything at that point. And I came back home one night, and she had gotten angered because I couldn't have romantically be involved with her. And at that point, I couldn't.
All right, we're going to
because-
get to that because it sounds like you're getting to the illegal eviction and the emotional distress you endured. But ma'am, why don't you tell me about the accident and the agreement to pay?
After purchasing the bike, he took it to my house. I agreed to let him ride it. He did crash. The bike disappeared with the title, and he ended up in the hospital. I visited as a friend in the hospital. He explained his circumstance. I did agree to let him stay at...
We went over that, ma'am. Let's get to the motorcycle incident, and so I can determine whether he is
Yes.
at fault and therefore owes you.
Because I never saw the title and beckoned for it, I had him sign a disclosure of payment,
Okay.
an agreement.
Let's see it, please.
It's in blue.
Okay. This is a promise to pay $4,000 cash. Okay, I see some other, describe the payments and
Yes.
describe the other expenses.
The payment, I asked for utilities while he was staying with me, and there was a payment,
How long did he stay?
2.5 months.
Okay,
October.
and he's countersuing regarding an illegal eviction, so that suggests that he was he had agreed to pay rent at some point.
Never did. And
Had he ever agreed?
he never lived with me.
Okay, good enough. All right.
He stayed there to recuperate.
And
There was
so-
never contract.
Okay.
Okay.
Plaintiff Dawn Ashley says she met the defendant on a website for motorcycle enthusiasts, and they were nothing more than friends. But the defendant claims they met on a dating site and were a couple.
Go ahead, sir. What's your defense regarding this agreement to repay her?
She tricked me and told me that was a note. I didn't have my glasses on. It was dark. I wear glasses. I didn't have my glasses on. She said it was a note to release her from responsibility because I'd just been in a wreck with the motorcycle. And she told me it was a note to release her from any responsibilities so that she wouldn't be sued. And the title was in my name. She knew that.
What was the agreement on rent?
I was to pay $300 a month. I paid from June until October. That was $300 a month. That's 4 months the way I see it, and that's $1,200.
Did he make any payments toward rent?
No.
Okay, you have on here $300 paid.
That was
and
for the-
that's for September and then October.
That was for the bike.
And you deducted it from the amount the bike cost?
Yes,
That was
sir.
for
Okay,
rent.
you
as
have
far as
that
I know.
evidence of what?
That would be this and the sale of the bike.
Price of $3,800, right? All right, so the total was $3,800?
Yes.
All right, and he gave you
400 and 460, is it?
for the bike?
Yes, that is for the bike. There's
Okay, but it
no-
says $300 for September and $300 for October, an exact number.
Yes, and then that other is the utility bill. The 140 is
An
for
exact
utility.
number?
Yes.
140, I see.
Yes.
That was for utility?
Yes.
And the $300 each time
Yes.
for September and October
Yes.
was toward the bike?
Yes.
And the bike cost $3,800, that's the value?
I gave him 200 for living expenses.
This is what you gave me, $3,800 regarding the bike, right?
Yes, yes.
All right, and you subtract $600 from that, right?
yes.
Because he gave you two
Yes.
payments, $300 each, right? And that comes to $3,200,
Yes.
but yet you want $3,500,
I gave him money and,
and he paid it.
well,
This is the
okay,
contract I have to go with.
Okay, yes, then
Okay,
my math is wrong.
I'm inclined to think that's rent.
Yes, sir, it is.
That,
and it was
that
paid for
appears
4
to
months.
be more like rent, and that's why your math is wrong. Your counterclaim for illegal eviction and emotional distress is for what?
The emotional distress is because that she kicked me out with no.
Tell me how that occurred.
I came back home and all my stuff was sitting in the driveway in front of my truck. I mean, just in
Did
the
you
driveway.
ask her why?
I tried to go to the door. She wouldn't answer the door. She sent somebody else to the door and said, "You can't stay here no more. Get your stuff and get out of here."
Did you ever find out why?
No, I never did. Well, I thought I did because I got grease on a knife set.
You thought you found out why?
I thought that was the reason why.
Because you
because
got
she came
grease
out
on it.
holding the knife set and she said, "This is what you did."
She did that when?
That was
After you were kicked
when
out?
she told me to get on my bike and get out of there.
No, you said you came home and your things were out.
Yes, I came home and all the things.
And then you didn't know why.
I didn't know why because she didn't tell me I was getting
Right,
kicked
so
out
now
at that
you
point.
changed it and said you did know why because of grease on a knife.
Yes, because I had been working on her
All
truck
right.
that day.
I'm tired of the last. And that's why, ma'am, I'm going to give you $3,200. I believe he is responsible for the money involving the bike. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff. Your claim is dismissed.
Plaintiff Teresa Orta became friends with the defendant when they were part of the same culinary agency. Teresa claims she and the defendant agreed to take a trip to London, but the defendant never showed up at the airport. Teresa's suing the defendant for unpaid loans and interest. Defendant Nicole Harris says she was a chef and Teresa was a prep cook, so Nicole took her under her wing, since she'd been in the industry for 8 years. However, Nicole had to distance herself from Teresa because she was like an obsessive, clingy boyfriend. And she insists Nicole is suing her prematurely.
Start with you.
Well, Your Honor, from the very beginning, June 2015, I met Nicole. We both worked at the same culinary agency, November 5th, 2015. We both became close as friends. At first, she was nice and everything. Then later on, I found out she's a very scandalous and over-tempered person. For example, March 2016, her ex-boyfriend, she found, was sleeping with another woman. She got upset because a couple of days ago, she told him that she's pregnant. So she damaged the girl's car, slashing the tires and breaking the windows. I felt bad for her. I was a very good friend.
What'd you do?
What happened was I helped her out.
Okay, so you're scandalous too.
No, I helped her out. I helped her out money-wise.
Oh,
but
okay.
Continuing, what happened was I was a very good friend with her, and later on I find out she was an awful friend to me.
Plaintiff Teresa Orta is suing her former friend, who claims she distanced herself from Teresa because she acted like an obsessive, clingy boyfriend.
What else is there you want me to know?
We were supposed to go together on a trip to London, March 22nd, 2016. And she never showed up to the flight, ended up going by myself. I was at Heathrow International Airport, stranded for 10 hours with no money. I barely had any connection.
You didn't have any money?
No.
Why would you go to London out of the country without any money?
Because she owed me money.
You had purchased a ticket, got in your car, went to the airport, and didn't have any money in your pocket.
Because I thought she would give me the money when she would come to London, but she never showed up to London.
So you got on a plane to London based on somebody else said, I'm going to give you some money when I get there. You just get on that plane and go on over there and wait for me at such and such location. I'll be there at such and such time. I guess that was just a young mistake. How old are you?
I'm 21 years old.
Yeah, that was a youthful mistake. Yeah. Give me some background from you, young lady.
I did not meet Teresa in June. I met her in November. I didn't start working for the culinary agency that we worked for together until the end of July. We worked together. I'm a chef and she's a prep cook. So she expressed her interest in pastry. I specialize in pastry. So I agreed to take her under my wing and help her. I've been in the industry for 8 years. That was the beginning of us getting to know each other. From that point, we would see each other at events sometimes. We started developing a friendship, and for me, I decided to distance myself because it became really weird, almost like a single white female type of thing. She asked me if I had any tattoos, and a couple days later, I seen on her social media that she had wrote with a marker the tattoo that I had on her body. I revealed to her in February that I was pregnant, and after telling me that she was a virgin, a day later, she told me that she was pregnant herself. So it became really weird, and she was almost kind of like a clingy boyfriend. She was trying to push on me that I had to meet her parents. She's claiming that we had this friendship and we were more like co-workers. She's saying that she was very trustworthy, but we really, from the time that we met until the time that the loans began, it was 1 month.
All right, tell me about this loan and interest you're suing her for.
From December 15th to March 2016, I gave her 11 loans, which equals to $3,122. Each time I gave her a loan, she said she would give me the money from a lawsuit that she was pending on. And what happened was she kept giving me promises and everything. And the interest, which is one time on a text message, she said she would give me interest, and in person she said it was $100 in interest. The second time, she said she would give me $758 in interest, which is equaling to $1,800.
You have that as well on a text?
Yes, I do.
All right. And she hasn't paid you anything, obviously?
Not at all.
Plaintiff Teresa Orta is suing her former friend, who claims she distanced herself from Teresa because she acted like an obsessive, clingy boyfriend.
Ma'am?
Yes.
What do you say to this?
She's suing me prematurely. I agreed to repay her when I was paid from a lawsuit
That's
that
what she
I
said.
won, and I've yet to be paid from that lawsuit.
All right, and when did you receive the loan?
I started receiving loans from her in December.
Of what year?
2015.
All right.
And I agreed to pay her back in March when the lawsuit, I was supposed to be paid from the lawsuit, but the check that I was paid from the lawsuit I was issued was on a closed account. And she's aware that I never received the money from the lawsuit. So all the money that I owe her.
Did you know she hadn't received it?
I didn't know that.
This is the first time you're hearing this?
It's my first time.
She's lying. I've told her many of times.
When's the last time you spoke with her about it?
April 26th.
And she said what?
April 25th,
And
actually.
she said what?
She said she didn't have the money, but she said many times before that, April 4th and
No, we
April
was talking
11th.
about last time. Last time. And what did you say when she told you she didn't have the money?
She didn't have the money. I was like, well, she had many she said she would be able to do the transactions.
You didn't tell her you could wait?
No, because I was being very reasonable with her.
Okay, just wanted to make sure, because her belief is that she thought she was getting it in March. She didn't get it. You knew she didn't get it. She said she's discussed not getting it with you, and she implies that at some point you accepted that. And that's why I asked, last time you discussed it, did you accept it? You say no. So you would, if she doesn't accept your request for an extension, then she doesn't have to give you one. You said March. That was based on your expectation. If you were to change it next week and say, well, it didn't come next week either, it's going to be here in January of 17. January 17 come, well, I didn't get the lawsuit money then. You say you'll wait until I get my lawsuit money. It's going to be January 18 now because I got a crooked lawyer and he won't get me my money on time. You can play that out for 3 or 4 years, ma'am. Yes, you want to say what?
Yes, and she also had another check, which was her tax return check. And she
Yeah,
said,
but that's not what she said she paid you out of. That wasn't the agreement. The agreement was to pay you out of the lawsuit. Last?
Can I make a statement, Your Honor? I was anticipating receiving my money from the lawsuit I won in March. When
I heard you.
When I was paid with the check on a closed account, I made
heard
her
you
aware
well.
of that.
I heard you very
in
well.
April, when we emailed, she sent me an email saying, can you meet me at Costco tomorrow at 1 p.m. and give me my money? And my verbatim response to her was, I can't give you something I don't have.
And what did she say back?
She said, okay. I told her that I was going to fill up my schedule for the summer in April and May and that I would
But
work
she didn't
to
say,
pay her
okay,
back.
you
Yes.
can, I'll wait.
She said okay in the email. When I
Yeah,
told
but
her,
did you interpret that as saying, okay, I'll wait?
yes, because I
Okay,
told
but
her.
no, she didn't mean that. She said, okay, I'll sue. She said, okay, I'll sue you.
Okay, that's fine.
Because that's what she's done. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day. It's your judgment.
I wish her nothing but the best.
I wish her nothing.